Little people, big world. Did Matt's greed ruin the family? The farm owner. Caryn are all about money. Little People, Big World aired for 25 seasons from 2006 to April 30th, 2024, spotlighting the Roloff family's lives on Roloff Farms in Oregon Central. Figures include Matt and Amy Roloff and their 4 children, twins Zach and Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. Matt bought out Amy's share in mid-2019 for around $975,000, intending to keep the farm in the family. Over the next 3 years, he moved parcels into a trust and listed 16 acres for sale at $4 million, later relisted at $3.395 million. By 2024, the show formally concluded after a season marked by deep family tension, especially between Matt and his son, Zach. The greed narrative, what happened? The farm feud, the crux. Matt's open pursuit of profit through the sale or lease of farm acreage triggered a bitter confrontation with Zach and Jeremy. Zach claimed Matt was seeking beyond normal appreciation. Pricing the family out of buying the land, Zach asked, "Are you trying to make money off your own family, or do you want this legacy that you've preached about for 10 years?" This conflict persisted through the entire season and culminated in Zach's exit from the show and distancing from the farm. Matt's new mansion, Caryn's role. Matt began construction of a $4 million Oregon mansion on property adjacent to the pumpkin farm coupling with Caryn Chandler. The new plans included a wedding barn and vacation rental, initiatives Zach and Jeremy saw as driven by financial gain more than family continuation. Critics view Caryn as a gold digger, implicating that her influence steered Matt toward monetizing the property. The Screen Rant headline questioned, did Matt's greed ruin the family? The farm owner Caryn are all about money. Will inheritance decisions? Tensions escalated further when Matt shared his estate plans. He intended to leave the farm to his ex-wife, Amy, not to his children. Caryn later confirmed the idea originated from her. She wanted to preserve the farm for those who built it. To Matt's children, however, this stung, feeling locked out of a legacy they helped build. Impact on family. Zach Torrey's departure. In February 2024, Zach and wife Tori announced their final season on LPBW, citing irreconcilable differences with Matt during farm negotiations in the season. 25 finale, cameras caught Matt lamenting his longing to see his grandchildren, but Zach bluntly stated, "That ship's all sailed. Time maybe even it out, but it'll just be different." Amy later reflected that key relationships in the family were broken and that healing would take time. Amy's perspective. Amy described the farm as feeling empty, a place that could have been their children's gathering spot, now overshadowed by divorce and money. Seeing Matt build a massive new home compounded her sadness. She remains in a role of caretaker, expressing willingness to mediate, though acknowledging the damage is severe and long-lasting. Perspectives, greed or pragmatism? The greed viewpoint. Fans and media accuse Matt and Caryn of turning the farm into a money-making venture, selling or renting parts, building expensive real estate, and excluding the children from the inheritance. The property shifts, from open land to luxury rentals, fuel accusations that Matt prioritized profits over legacy. The legacy preservation stance. Matt and Caryn argue that selling land anew or leaving it to Amy was aimed at preserving what the original family created. Caryn emphasized the intent was not for personal gain. "I don't want it. The farm is off the table." Given that Matt's adult children were choosing to detach from the farm and show, preserving the farm via Amy's management might have seemed the only viable path. Aftermath and ongoing developments, the show's end. By November 2024, LPBW concluded after 25 seasons, its conclusion partly driven by dwindling participation. Particularly Matt Caryn's and the previously departed Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob Caryn apparently welcomed the show's end, while Matt was more reluctant, Matt's new direction. By early 2025, Matt launched 2 separate LLCs, Roloff Properties, Real Estate Investments, and Matt Roloff Media, Media Speaking, signaling a pivot from farm life to business ventures. Meanwhile, official Roloff Farms Inc. was dissolved due to reporting lapses, even as he continued seasonal public events like the Pumpkin Patch. He's now based partly in Arizona at Caryn's home, enjoying retirement-ish life while lightly working and renovating? Broader implications: money, family, and reality TV. Conflict between legacy sentiment and financial prudence? A family farm often carries emotional heritage, but it's also land that requires investment, upkeep, and revenue. Matt faced weighty choices: retain, rent, sell, or let the farm slip into irrelevance. The children's offers either didn't match his expectations or may not have been feasible. Turning it over to Amy, overseen via a trust, ensured continuity, though at the cost of potential forgiveness from his kids. Caryn's shadow. Caryn's entrance into the family drama and her apparent role in key decisions like inheritance fanned the flames of distrust. Whether due to her influence or because Matt finally had a partner sharing his outlook, the perception emerged that profit, not legacy, was the priority. Reality TV intensifies tension, Sao. The presence of cameras can amplify disputes, and Zach's declarations about his dad's motives became public drama. What might have been internal family tension was aired nationwide, likely intensifying resentment. Final analysis. Did Matt's greed ruin the family? Yes. If greed means making financial decisions that alienate loved ones, Zach and Jeremy left the show, relocated their families, and appear to have cut ties with the farm. Matt's decisions triggered an emotional divide that feels permanent, even if not malicious. No, if viewed as strategic and preservative, it's possible Matt viewed his actions through a fiduciary lens, protecting the farm from mismanagement or emotional bankruptcy. Legal differences between partners over years of labor, mortgage responsibility, and upkeep exist. If Amy was willing and Zach/Jeremy weren't or couldn't buy in, Matt's choice may not be greed. It may be realism. He believes Caryn's suggestion and his estate plans reflect respect for the farm's origins. A middle ground view. Matt may not be greedy in the negative sense, but rather financially driven. A businessman whose actions sidelined emotional ties. What's left are fractured relationships, dashed expectations for his adult children, and a farm that's no longer a unified family farm. Concluding reflection. Little People, Big World concluded not with a happy farm farewell, but a family in flux. Zach Torrey's departure symbolized the schism. Amy's sadness shows the personal cost. Even legal maneuvering cannot shield from emotional fallout. Matt Caryn's pivot signals a shift from farm to portfolio. Ultimately, whether Matt's actions count as ruining the family depends on perspective. If legacy means unity, then yes, a chasm emerged that may not heal soon. But if legacy means stewardship, sustainability, and preservation, maybe Matt's choices were tough, but responsible. What happens now? Matt Caryn continues seasonal farm events, short-term rentals, and real estate media ventures. Zach Torrey have moved on, focusing on family life in Washington and done with the show. Amy is building a new life with Chris Merrick, still open to healing and mediation. Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob remain mostly out of the spotlight, scaled back in recent seasons. Final take. Matt Roloff's story is a potent reminder family legacy and financial savvy can clash in disillusioning ways. While he may see himself as safeguarding the farm, others see emotional loss and fractured bonds. Whether it's greed or strategy, or a bit of both, Little People, Big World, and the saga of Roloff Farms leave us asking tough questions about values, loyalty, and the price of preservation.